That's the thing. I work in film and television, so I've had my fair share of music videos, television, because I worked on a show, not movies. Because I feel like movies is just, you would think, very by the books, you know?
For the most part.
For the most part.
To be.
TV is very by the books as well, depending on the budget of the project. But music videos is just one of those things that, like, but I would have hoped that because children are on set,
it tends not to be.
It tends not to be.
And again, I always enjoy the final product. Everybody
sure.
is super nice. I don't think I've ever interacted with any crew that's been mean or disrespectful. Yeah. It's just a long process. And I understand there's a shooting schedule, but it's just like music videos have consistently, they are 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
No matter what time the call time was.
So when you're getting a booking in your email, are there jobs that you turn down? Are there jobs that you say, or like, nah, we doing this? Like, and what is your no? Like, what is your...
My no's have changed. Like, so hold on, let me answer the first part.
Yeah.
Yes, we turned down jobs, mainly just because I couldn't do it in terms of me as the adult.
Sorry.
I couldn't get there.
Yeah.
Because there was one, he had one for Tony's.
Tony's? Like, what do you mean?
The Tony's box. It's a music player for kids.
Oh, Tony's.
And my son has one, like, loves it. I love the product. It's awesome. But it was in Ohio, I want to say. And I was willing to drive, but I had just had surgery. So I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't trust anybody else to do that.
No, and it was like a 9-hour drive, and nobody else was volunteering to do that.
That's true.
But that hurt my heart just because of the name brand, because I loved the company. But my no's have, like, we used to do a couple of free projects.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, and it was also because we weren't getting much from the agents. I was like, well, let me see how he is on set anyway. Mm-hmm. It's not a burden to me. I've never been in this for the money.
Yeah.
So I've done a couple of free. Now, I mean, I got bougie, but my son is in Stara. We're not doing no free projects.
We're not doing no free projects anymore. I mean, you know, I have creative friends. So if they want to like use Hunter, then sure, whatever.
It depends on the name brand.
Yeah, it depends.
Like if it's a big company, like perhaps a bigger company, I should say.
Yeah.
But I tend to say no now. There are certain companies I don't enjoy shooting with. Okay. So I will not, and those were paid ones. I won't put that out there what they are. But I didn't like how he was treated on set. Mm-hmm. Like the Wrangler was wild aggressive with all the kids. Mm. And they were trying to stay on their shooting schedule, but it was like, you're pulling my kid, like literally aggressively, like, okay, we're done with you, here. And she's like, okay, move over here. Get over there. I'm like, you're not going to talk to my son. You're wild crazy.
Wow.
Not for, I think it was like a $50 shoot. Not for $50, man.
No.
And he was on his 6th outfit. Like, there's some.
But this is what I'm saying. The smaller brands, no, they will like really.
They trying to shoot their whole line. On one kid. And not going to do it.
Yeah, they do.
So I learned from that. And I'm like, we're good here. We won't be accepting any more of those.
Yeah. So you have like your note, you know, the companies
mental
like,
notes. Yep.
So do the agency like when you say like?
Well, those are self-submissions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's more of just me policing myself.
But like, let's say if this.
I did get one from an agent.
And you were just like,
We did it because I didn't know.
Okay.
Because again, it's a certain type of company. And again, I'm not going to go into what it was. Yeah. But it's a certain type of company and I didn't know they were that type of company.
Okay.
So, again, now it's more of a mental note. Won't be confirming that again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I mean, for me, my nose is just distance. Mm. There was one that we just got in PA. You know, I'm on social media, of course. But I was listening to someone and they were just like, you got to know what's the number that you get out of bed for.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And it's just like, of course, even today is free. I really appreciate you being here. This is a very important conversation. So, but being that we are like wired like that now, and it's like, it's not really necessarily a bad thing or like we're just money hungry or just motivated by money, but it has to serve a purpose. And if it doesn't move the needle in that purpose, then it's just like, I'm going to disengage. Mm-hmm. So, you know, because not all good money is great money. They wanted to get him to PA, I think it was $100 an hour. So it was $200 for the day. And it was like really far, like not even close. I was like,
if it's not worth it,
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever, and I don't want to be that person to turn down jobs because now I feel like the agency is not gonna.
Well, and my agent is very big about majority of these companies are not paying for travel.
Right. They don't give you the travel stipend. Some of them do. But some of them.
And what I love about our agent is the fact that she will fight for it. Like, if it's a good company and they have a chance of rebooking or whatever, and they have a good relationship, she will fight for a travel voucher or whatever, have them pay for their travel, stuff like that. the funny thing was, a job we just worked, I want to say last week, it wasn't a self-submission, it was through a different agent. I found out the other kid who was on set booked it through our regular New York agent and got paid the travel voucher and got a minimum.
How did you even find that out?
I think we were just talking, the mom. Mother, And you're technically not supposed to discuss payment.
Why not?
I mean, that's what they say. But either way, that's what I found. It was like she got paid because I think Jaden's minimum on that job was $200. I think it was an hour, $100 an hour.
$100 an hour.
A 2-hour minimum, so guaranteed $200. Whereas that kid, because our agent is so dope, she made it so that if you're gonna have my client or my model travel from New York to this location, there needs to be a 4-hour minimum. So now that kid is getting a minimum of $400 for the exact same job, plus a travel voucher.
Nice.
And that's the benefit of working with an agent is they can negotiate those rates like that.
Oh.
Now my agent who did book it, she's in a different area because technically this wasn't the New York market. So I don't know how she got involved. Maybe it's a New York company. I don't know. But yeah, our agent did a good job. Yeah. But she booked us as a local, which is booking a child as, you're local, working from that area.
From that area. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I haven't put Hunter in multiple markets because they want children that live in the same state of which the job is being shot. So that'll be local. Hunter will still be local for Jersey and Connecticut, the tri-state area, because that's the market. There's no separate market in Connecticut. All the work is really just in New York. So or PA.
Yeah. PA is technically a different market.
So PA is a different market. It's not really, it's like New York adjacent, but it's not. It's not the same because one of the commercials that we got from Nuvo was in PA, and I'm like, how does that work? Then we have to get a PA permit.
Yes.
That was a short turnaround.
Well, who do you guys have in print?
Zuri.
Oh, you were Zuri. Oh,
Zuri.
Okay.
Do you like Zuri?
It's not that they all get the same job.
Yeah, I think so.
But Zuri, has a big name. I feel like they have a high rejection rate. I know we've submitted to Zuri a couple times. But I love State. Don't get me wrong. State was my end game.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, we had several print agencies before I landed on State. But I remember when we first started, I was like, State is where we're going to end up. Yeah. That was my dream. And then we got it. Yeah.
Got it.
So I'm happy there.
I was funny. I was working so hard for Nuvo so bad. And I'm like, why can't they see? Why can't they see? And eventually we got a welcome email and it's great. And then it's just I don't want to mess up that relationship.
You gotta do them self-tapes.
They were so irritated with me. They were just because it was a commercial, a baby stroller commercial. And I guess it's for them, they're they see the money. So they need parents to lean on to and trust that we're going to do it, submit the video, and just follow through with everything, even down to going to the job. If you're going to be late, they need to know. 5 minutes late, they'll email you and say, the client has told us that you're not on set. Where are you at? I'm I'm in the elevator. I'm here. I don't play. I'm here.
They want to know that they committed.
Yeah. Because if you don't get that voucher signed, you don't get paid. So what was your most rewarding collaboration?
Oh, definitely Zara. That was easy. And again, I don't know. I have no idea how we got that job.
Jaden.
I mean, Jaden.
Jaden got that job. Yeah.
But even in because it was so random. Because I was fresh off my surgery. Yeah. I had a surgery in my abdomen, so I wasn't supposed to be. I was on so I wasn't supposed to be moving. My best friend moved in with me and Jaden to help take care. So my best friend and her daughter, she's 10, so they moved in to take care of us. Yeah. Again, this is supposed to be for 6 weeks that I'm out of commission. So
did you book out? Did you do any book out dates?
Hell no, I didn't do no book out. I was on make away.
We're gonna figure this out.
And that was the craziest. Matter of fact, it was over the summer. I had nothing going on this summer. In this industry, they talk about how December, January tends to be slow because it's the end of the quarter where companies are running out of budget. Yeah. So it tends not to be as many bookings. Yeah. The summertime, especially when they know that the kids are off, it's crazy. And especially for certain sizes. So now I'm in my glory. I'm it's summertime. My son is a 14. He's supposed to be on and popping.
Oh, yeah.
Get it?
That's great.
Nothing. Whole summer, nothing. I'm
so you don't hit up the agents and say hey.
Oh no! Again, I'm a rule follower, and if you know my agent, she is very much. Please don't touch base with me. I love her because she's so New York, but she's not from New York because she's very brash. Yeah, but she tells you direct. It is very direct. Yes. So that's why I love her. That's why some people don't love that about her, but I do. Yeah. So I only hit her up if there's I spoke when I'm spoken to. That is my policy with her. Unless it's something urgent. Yeah. Unless it's something urgent that I have a question about.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask her, but even then it doesn't happen. But I got nothing. And 3 agents, nothing. Until I got that surgery. Then all of a sudden he was on hold for 2 shoots. Then all of a sudden I got that Zara notification. And Zara was saying, send us a self-tape. That's all it was. And the wild part was, I think Jay had I think I was probably 2 weeks after my surgery. So I was moving, but slowly and very minimal time. Mm-hmm. I remember us being in my little patio area, and my best friend is playing with Jaden. And I'm like, we got to figure out the self-tape. We're going to do this. And then Jaden had gotten stung by a mosquito, so his whole leg was swollen.
What?
Looked crazy. And they went full body shots. So
it was like at least head up. I mean,
and it's toes and at least ankles. I was saying up.
Something, but like at least I would have thought half of the body up.
Sure. No, they wanted everything. And again, my agent is very specific. She gives you examples of what she wants to see.
Yeah.
So I did a little funky little self-tape.
Yeah.
Had to bribe him with cookies because now he's playing. Yeah.
You
had to
bribe
him.
Bribe.
Yeah.
You know you got to bribe.
So we did that self-tape. Then I tried to go take the photos. And the photos were fine. His leg looked crazy. So again, now I'm a photo editor. So I'm trying to like make that like cut off his leg so it doesn't look too swollen. Like whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
Did my best. I even tried to reshoot it in the morning. But the lighting was off.
Just to see if you get something better.
Yeah.
I do that too.
But in my head, I'm like, there's no chance in hell he's booking this anyway. So then I sent it off.
Yeah.
To the agent.
Yeah.
And again, because we had already auditioned for Zara a year before.
Okay.
That's a different story. But I sent it off, not thinking anything of it. And I have a mom friend who we Instagram a lot. And I was like, did your kid get this? She was like, no, but her child has booked Zara before.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, here's some pointers. Like, make sure you do a serious photo.
Oh, nice.
X, Y, and Z. And I'm like.
So pointers for certain clients.
Yes.
Nice.
And Zara, if you ever seen a Zara photo, it's usually the kid is.
Very straight face.
Very straight face. So I was like.
But they had Jaden like smiling.
Yeah. But I'm like, shit, I sent in cheesy photos.
Oh, you
like,
did? Okay.
So I was like, oh, I messed this whole thing up. So again, wrote it off.
Yeah.
So I think a week or 2 later, all of a sudden it was like a hold. A hold. I'm like, oh. I was like, I'm telling my best, you going to that shoot.
I said,
getting it.
Okay,
like,
we getting that.
We going to that. She's like, you can't be going out there. Somebody taking him.
So, if you got to drive me in the car.
And I will sit in the car.
It's in the car. We're going.
Yeah. I ended up booking it, I think, a week after that. And I took him. But
nice.
I was like, all summer he had nothing. And
that's the craziest thing. I mean, I feel like for me, instead of micromanaging, I was like, hey, Hunter misses you guys. Look at I have like this, I already got like an email draft for like when they come back for the new year. Cause it's just like, don't forget about us. Hi. Hello. Those are the little like, things that I do to like make sure that they don't really forget about Hunter and stuff like that. But I had the worst time. You're asking me for tapes and I back to back doing just working. It was just too much. They're not too happy with it. It's all right. I love you, Nuvo. Because big and better things to 2025. So, like, let's just talk about 2025. What are you looking forward for Jaden?
For Jaden, I mean, there's a bunch of clients I would love for him to work with.
Sure.
But I kind of, like right now, I think we don't have anything going on, as far as I know. He's not on hold for nothing. He's not booked for nothing.
Me neither.
I'm kind of fine with that for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And also with that summer that he had nothing. Because, again, he's at that 3.5 stage where he could be a little rambunctious. So I'm trying to figure out if he does like this, if he wants to stay with it. And then I also want him to be able to follow directions a little better.
Okay.
He's your regular rambunctious little boy. Yeah. So he'd be jumping on this table if you could.
Absolutely. Him and Hunter.
So it's like, I feel like 4 is that hot spot where they can start following directions a little better.
Yeah.
They have a little bit more control of their emotions. So I don't mind the break as much.
Okay.
But once that does happen, I would love, and we got to get his headshots redone. But I would love.
How often do you do those?
I was doing it twice a year. However, because I have Zara, that kind of gets me. I get away with not having to get them done.
Yeah.
Because Zara does editorial type shoots. Yeah.
And do you send those? So do you get
Hell
like those?
Yeah, send those.
And you send those to the agent?
That's the headshot. You zoom in on that bad boy. That's your headshot. Like I'm not.
That's
done
so
again.
funny. No, because that's an expense that you
that's
choose.
An expense.
That's an expense that you would choose. Like you say, you know what? I want more professional pictures. I feel like the professional pictures are gonna be in my best interest, my child's best interest, because they're gonna book more jobs.
Until 5. Well, so under 5 is not mandatory for headshots.
Okay.
5 and up, it's you need them done joints done every year. And if you're going to do print,
Yeah.
you need a certain look of shots. If you're going to do TV film, they need to look very different than those print ones. So that's 2 sets of headshots if you're going to truly take it serious. And again, you're talking 500 and up.
Yes.
So
His
depending on
last shoot was
photographer.
400.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the money, I mean, not really like getting into our business. When it came to the new headshots, I used Hunter's money. I didn't use my money.
I think a lot of parents do that.
Yeah, I feel like that's like recycling. Like,
it makes sense.
If it's gonna make you more money, this is for your job. You need to do it. Some things I do pay for. Some things I don't. At the moment, I know that you need updated headshots, but then I have for $400.
Yeah.
So you know what? You're gonna pay for this, and that money's gonna go right back into your account.
And it's a matter of, it's to each his own for the parent.
Yeah,
it's a matter of, because technically I believe, I'm not even gonna lie to you like I know anything about this tax situation. I don't even know how to do it.
Right.
But I believe that is a write-off or part of the kids' taxes if you, it's like the transportation.
You have a UTMA account.
A who? UTMA.
UTMA.
I'm like,
UTMA, because it's a UTMA and a UTMGA or something,
something like
account. So you have
a Coogan.
A Coogan account, and you have a bank account for Jaden.
Yes.
But I think for me, I have a bank account too, because you're required.
Well, you're
required to open that. They said 15% of the child's earnings supposed to stay in there. Do they really know that? Who's checking that?
Well, it depends. Nobody's checking, but it depends on the client. So, like, I would say the bigger name companies, take it right out from the jump. So there's a whole process with the check, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically with our checks, I don't see it until 2 people have touched it, meaning the client has dished out the check.
Right.
Yes. No. The client's dished out the check, and then we'll take 15% out of that, and that goes directly into the Coogan account. Then the agent gets it. She takes her cut out. Then I get it.
Whoa. All right. So I've worked with, and they required me to show that I have this account for Hunter.
Yes.
Right.
And even just to get his work permit, you had to show that you had that account.
Right.
Yep.
So then on the stub, it said something went into an account, and I'm like, I don't think that. I mean, the money's sitting there, so I don't know. But if it went to the account, I mean, I could go into the statement and really check, but I don't think they ever sent anything to the account. They just the agency took their 20% and just sent me the rest, I think. But there's like a separate pay stub that came with his check, only for me, because it always happens. And it had one little thing that said it went to the account. It did not go to the account. I don't think so.
I check his account.
I do too, but like, I don't know. I don't know if they did that.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I know.
Someone told me, like, you should call them and make sure it's in there. And I'm like, I check it pretty often. Like, I know it goes in there and comes out of it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, because Jaden shoots so often for Zara, like, it's under his payroll. Like, it's a whole payroll.
Yeah, like, it's a whole payroll stub. But somehow, I don't think they sent that money. But, I mean, it was like.
I mean, definitely check that.
I should.
Yeah, because we just got a check for the movie he did 2 years ago because they had never put the money in that account.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't know if it came. They were closing out their the books.
The books.
And then all of a sudden, he just got a random check. And it was like this, that went into the Coogan account.
This has to be the downside of this. This got to be on the downside. Because I'm just like, but there's a lot of upside. So let's talk about the upsides. Like, what do you love about this industry?
I mean, the thing I love personally is seeing my child wherever he's going to be put.
Absolutely.
Like, I get so excited. And, like, it's not required where your child has a social media account.
Yeah,
it's more of I won't say it's kind of a bragging thing.
Is it?
I feel like it's a bragging thing because, and not in a mean way. Yeah. Because I feel like my son's account only follows other child actors and models.
Same.
So it's more of where the parents are sharing their accomplishments.
Yeah.
Or this is what my child has done. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's like, oh yeah, my child did that.
He did that.
And it's not about like my child booked over your child because I've never seen that type of competitiveness, thankfully. Yeah. But it's more of like, my child did this.
Is what we did.
And in the comments, people start DMing you like, oh my God, congratulations.
Yes,
people are very supportive.
It is very supportive.
But at the end of the day, it is a brag. But
I mean, I guess.
And you should. That's a huge accomplishment.
It is.
But then I go on my social media and post it. Oh, I'm bragging. Like,
but yeah, it's a different.
Oh, look what my like.
But then, honestly, but that's why I said it's a little bit of both for me because it's like it's business.
Yes,
this is business, that Instagram can bring other business. You're making a business page. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but then when it gets on the personal page, then it's like,
oh, it's a brag. Nah, that's my son.
So, like...
He did that.
Did that. Yeah. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with us, like, shedding some light to it. It's still work. Mm-hmm. This is not play. This is not after school. Regardless, they are working. Children are working. They are making money for themselves. So, I think of it as a business as much as, yes, it is, I guess.
It is a business, but at the end of the day, and my agent will say this, they don't need a social media account.
They don't need it.
It's really us just, because although the industry seems to slowly be moving in the direction of social media kids. Yeah. Like, I've had 2 castings where they're like, how many followers does your kid have? Yeah. Which is annoying.
They're asking that.
Yeah.
They're asking followers. So that's kind of where
that's where the business model is coming into.
So then this is where I'm trying to like segue. This is my 2025 mindset. I'm good at editing all these hats that we wear. Mm-hmm. I'm good at half of the stuff content creating. So like now I'm approaching the brands that we already love and work with, approaching them in a different way and saying like, hey, Hunter can create content for this product instead of you just hiring us to like model the product, like, hi. Mm-hmm. But more just like doing it in a different way with content. So that's kind of where I'm segueing into this new like 2025. That's my like goal for Hunter, on top of him already like booking and stuff like that. And then for me also, this project.
Yeah, of course.
And just like bringing more awareness to the things that we do, because a lot of people think it's just really just snap and go. Do people ask you to manage their child?
Yes, and I have to a degree. Because, okay, let me just start by saying I don't even manage my own child. I can't say what an actual manager does, because like there's agents and managers.
There's managers.
And then there's the name, like what's her name, Kris Jenner. Yeah. Is considered like the ultimate momager. Mm-hmm. I am not that. I don't consider myself a momager, just because I don't know what a manager actually does. Like, they're supposed to mold your child's career and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about acting. I failed as a model. I can't help you, boo.
But
I do all those other stuff that we listed.
Yes.
I have learned how to use iMovie and edit his auditions. I've learned how to, spruce up the lighting in any of his self-tapes or his, what do they call, snapshots. Yeah. I am driving this kid all over the place. Okay. I am filling out that paperwork. So we do a lot, but do I consider myself a momager or manager at any point? No.
No.
I do not.
You do not?
Mm-mm. It's a cute title, and people call me that.
I hate momager. Yeah. Hate the title.
It's just like, technically you're calling yourself a manager and you're not. Or like, I've had friends who will be like, okay, I want to get my kid in the industry. And of course, I look at the kid first. Sorry.
Listen, at the end of the day, we don't make the final decision. No. We can tell them to submit all they want.
Exactly.
So.
But he was asking me like, how did you get your son into it? And I gave him all the information and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, here's how you submit to agencies, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, I want to manage it myself. I was like, well, have you been a manager before? He's like, no. I was like, so how would you manage her?
How would you manage her?
You don't even know where to start. You're asking me. Like,
right. No.
So why would you claim a title on something that you have no experience?
You have no experience. Yeah. I mean, so then what are we? Are we like mini managers to the managers?
I mean, I loved when my agent put out the great social media post. She was like, why can't you just be the mom? And it's not just the mom, but like, you're the mom. You're the mom of the model. You're the mom of the model who drove her here. You're the mom of the model who helped do her hair. Yeah. Who made sure she stayed quiet on set, or whatever she needed to do.
Whatever.
Boy or girl. But it's just like, you're mom. And it's okay just being mom. Like,
you don't know how like satisfying that actually like makes me feel, because even this project, even the content that I put out in helping other mothers, like, I really hate, like, it doesn't even fall off my tongue. I don't even like it, momager. What does that mean? And then when they say, so you're like Hunter's manager, right? And I'm like, maybe, yeah, something like that. Because he technically has managers at Nuvo. Mm-hmm. And then he has agents at Zuri. So it's like, I'm just the one that's holding it all together.
Exactly. You answer the emails.
I answer the emails.
You're the middle person. Until he can do it himself.
I like that. I like
that. Yeah, I mean, but there's nothing wrong with just being the mom. Yeah. Or just being the dad. Just being the parent of the child who's modeling. You don't have to have the dad. Because, no, I'm not managing anything else. I can't develop your career. I can't do nothing for you, bro.
Honestly, yeah, I don't have the client connections. Mm-hmm. I don't have that network. Mm-hmm. So true, like, our knowledge can only go but so far. But when we work together with the managers and the agents, like, that's when you see all the nice things that come out of it. So it's a teamwork for sure. Them emails, the emails. I've been shifting through emails, just making sure that I'll send, like, get the right address or I'll send the voucher in the wrong email. You know, I've never done that, but I'm just saying it can happen if you're not organized.
Yeah.
Do you get burned out?
Probably. Yeah. And it's not even so much with just modeling in general. I think it was life. Life was lifing.
Yeah.
And life likes to life at one time.
Seriously.
And so I feel like now that, again, when he booked Zara his very first time, that kind of springboarded into more bookings.
Yeah.
Again, it's slow right now, which is, I'm thankful for.
No, but this is the natural slow time.
Yeah.
It's different when there's like, it's busy, but it's slow for you, or it's like everybody's slow.
And this industry is very up and down.
Yeah.
No matter how cute your kid is.
Very true. Then they could grow into look.
But not even, like, there's certain things, like certain markets have different looks. Or it's just, I don't know, maybe the person or the client you do e-com with is not really doing it right now, and like your kid is just not in at the moment. I don't know. There are variables to it.
Yep.
But it's very up and down. But I felt like between me having the surgery, then all of a sudden he had the Zara campaigns, so that kind of springboarded everything. Like I was getting emails like boom, boom, boom. Then all of a sudden, his agent in another market, who I hadn't heard from in a year.
Yeah.
Not that they weren't doing their job. It was just this was their first booking for him.
Yeah.
So now I got to drive 4 hours and stuff like that. And again, that's my choosing. I didn't have to have a representative.
How do you do all of that? From like, you live in Jersey.
Live in Jersey, but I also have a whole job.
Yeah.
Remember, Ashley's Ashley too.
That's true.
So I am not just his mother.
This is right. This is what I'm saying. We're the ones so that's what I'm saying. How do mothers who manage, how are we managing to do all? It's beyond just managing our children, because being a mother is a full-time job. And then also our jobs, our careers is a full-time job. And then their career is a full-time job. So it's like, how do we manage all this stuff? So like, do you work from home?
So I work from home 3 days out of the week.
Hybrid.
Yeah, I'm hybrid. So I'm 2 days in the office.
So what if you get a booking on a day that you're in the office?
I make it work in terms of either, so it's flexible days in the office, or I, sometimes like he had one booking, the other, I don't remember, but call time was X, Y, and Z, and you don't really want to do this too often, but I emailed the agent, hey, is it possible if we can, I know they're shooting all day, can we move them here?
Oh.
And the answer is either going to be yes or no.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But again, I have, his grandparents are now retired, thankfully, so they can take it.
Yeah.
Although his dad is an option, although we aren't together, but like that's an option as well. So I do have options. I can make it work. It's just, it takes a minute. And like I said, life was life. Like my mom just passed away. I got to figure out.
That's a lot.
Bookings and like life was lifing.
That's what I'm saying. Even like making this moment, I was just like, you know what, I have, as much as important this is, our life and our personal life is very important, and we have to create that space for us. So like things like that, if things like natural things like that are happening, and you get an email, like how do you even?
Well, that was the good thing. Is like I said, it's been slow, and like my best friend joked around. She was joking, but she knows me.
Yeah,
she knows I'm going to make it work. So if he had gotten a call from anybody during that time, she was like, Ashley, I know you. You're going to accept it. And I'm like, well, I need this distraction. She was like, no, you need to sit down.
Right, because that's what you're going to say. Like, I need something to distract me. I need to get deeper into work. What's going on with Jaden's schedule? What's going on with, yeah.
So, I mean, it was a blessing and a curse that we got nothing during that time period. But I know me. I'm going to confirm. Yeah. It could have been the day after the funeral. I'm like, we're going. Like,
God bless you, sis. That's really nice of you. I mean, just the fact that you're still present, being able to compartmentalize, because we never really put away grief. You don't get over it, you get through it. So it's ever changing thing, like just like life, like just like their career, their schedule is ever changing, our life is ever changing. So just to be present in all the different areas with life going on, it's like kudos to us. God damn. Absolutely. I think I needed this podcast myself. I wanted to watch this myself because it just brings so much light to what other mothers that are doing this like me are thinking or experiencing, and we don't get to hear much about it. Because yes, you see the Instagrams, you see the videos, you see the pictures, but there's a whole story behind.
Those are the highlights. Yeah,
those are the highlights to what's really going on behind the scenes. And it's like, you don't know what we have to go through to get that baby like smiling and okay, and sometimes we're not okay.
No, because even like This could be any shoot that Jaden's had, but like they only need one photo. At the end of the day, they just need one picture. But you didn't see me running around chasing this kid around the studio for 45 minutes, begging him to sit down, like that's what.
Or like had a crying moment.
Yes.
Sometimes I have to like really make sure that if we're on set, like if he's really getting out of hand, I'm trying to like get him back. Not to get too crazy because now the mood's changed. And now we lost Hunter. I'm like, oh my God. It's an ebb and flow. You know your child. They know your energy, but it's just still always having to be conscious about every single thing. It's too much.
It is. But we do.
How do we do it?
We deal with it. We made a choice. And we've committed to that choice.
And we did commit.
And we were kind of going over is there are some good highs. Like seeing your child posted somewhere is insane. It is insane. And the reason that's so special is because what the average consumer doesn't realize is it's a very small amount of kids who are actually thriving or working in this industry. Because as a industry mom, and I go into a store, I see the same exact kid every time. Every time. And we know the family. There's a family of 5. They're a beautiful, gorgeous family. Yeah. When I tell you that one kid, the middle child, is in every store. Every single store. And she deserves to be. Love her. A beautiful little girl. Yeah. But you cannot walk into a store and not see that child.
And I see them. I do see familiar. And I'm like, oh.
And you know them. But it's like, it's the same, let's just call them 30 kids. Yeah. Who are booking the exact same jobs all the time. So now that you've gotten your kid in the mix, that's such a beautiful feeling.
That is a beautiful feeling. Yeah. That is really nice. Like I said, I'm merging into content creation. So ended up speaking to the marketing department for Delta Children for one of the shoots that Hunter did. UGC is what they call it, like user
generated content.
Right. So they pay for these things, but they decided to just gift us an item. But just the fact of, and it was just like a weird moment because it's like sometimes pinch me because I don't know if it's real or not, because I'm ordering on Amazon a kitchen set with my child right next to it. Like, I'm ordering the item that my kid is
That's crazy.
modeling. And he moved from cart that he was in the checkout. I'm like, yo, this is my... It was just like one of those little moments. I'm like, yo, like, that's my child. So, you know, that was the one moment I'm just like, wow, I'm ordering a product that my child, like, imagine who else can see this little boy, you know? So, I mean, I'm just really glad about the opportunities that can come from it. I always want to keep Hunter interest first. Like, I don't want to overshadow my interest on him because I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I feel like because they don't speak, they speak. But you know what I'm saying? Because they're young and they can't really verbalize what they want. If you're cute and you can make money, why not? Why not? And if you tell me, like, I don't really enjoy this anymore, then I'll be like, damn.
I mean, it sucks for us, but like, all right.
Sucks for us, but like, you know, whatever.
But my thing is, even if that day comes for Jaden and I, it's a matter of, like I said, I mentioned before, I become... obsessive sounds a bad word, but I come very, very, very committed. So, all right, cool, then what is it? Because if it's not this, we jump in headfirst into the next thing. Like, what do you actually like to do? Yeah. And let's go crazy there. Yeah. Is it basketball? All right, I'm going to get you gym shorts. I'm going to buy you the best sneakers I can. You're going to be in every...
You're going to be in everything.
Yeah, you're going to be in everything.
That's good. I feel like we all are, to some degree, go-getters or...
You have to be, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like...
You can't be lazy here.
And I think that's what also bothers me, kind of going back to what I said earlier in regards to those who think it's like an after-school program.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, again, this is a job. Yeah. And not just for your child, it's a job for you. So it's a matter of you have to send in the snapshots. You have to do the self-tapes. It's not I got an agent, we're cool now. And boom, wait for the job bookings to come in. No, it's a lot of work. That's when it starts. Yes. Because, again, sending... especially with a baby or a toddler, a young toddler, getting those self-tapes, editing those self-tapes, getting the right snapshots, making sure the lighting looks good and all that other stuff. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
So it's just like, it bothers me when people are just like, oh, we got an agent, but they didn't do nothing for us. They didn't send us nothing. We didn't book nothing. Did you put in the work behind it? Yeah. Did you take the headshots if you were required? Did you take, if you're not required, the headshots? Did you take some bomb-ass snapshots? And snapshots are really just pictures with your phone. Right. But the lighting still needs to be good. Your kid needs to look good. Yeah. Because that's what's representing them. Right. And especially when he was a baby, I was doing my snapshots every 2 weeks because the face changes so quickly. But I would half an hour I had bought lights and everything because the lights in my house suck. And we don't have a whole lot of natural light in my condo. So it was just like I invested in that. But I'm chasing this kid around, bribing him with cookies and lollipops. Just sit down for 2 seconds and he's crawling.
And then
like, it takes a minute. Yeah. Also, I can get at least 3 photos of this kid that I can send to his agent.
And that's it.
Every 2 weeks. But it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
That's what I'm saying. I was a little last day school with that. I was not. Yeah, don't do that. Don't follow me. I'm what you should not do. But I feel like
but you making it work though. Yeah.
Me making the mistakes is me learning. Me just in this industry. I think I've just been working since, I don't know, very, very small. I would say 6 months.
Oh, you had him earlier.
I think.
Okay.
He wasn't talking.
Kid, he looks wild young.
Yeah, he was really, really young. So I think he was about to be one there. He had one where it was called Cly. A smaller brand, nice. I love them. He was just on his knees and hands, crawling. 6 months, smile. That was great. And now that I'm on this side of it, Hunter's older, he speaks. I don't even know how I was doing that when he was a baby. I don't even know how I was doing that. And I was working full time. How do your family, your friends, how do they approach Jaden, like when he comes around?
It's just Jaden.
Just Jaden.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get a little comment. Oh, he modeled for Zara.
Yeah.
Like, especially if they're bragging about him to other people. Like, oh, you know my nephew modeled for Zara. Like,
yes, it's like that. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just Jaden.
Just Jaden.
I mean, Jaden don't have a clue what's going on.
But Hunter does. Hunter's drinking the
Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Because they make it a thing. They make it too much of a thing. They be like, oh, Hunter, he be modeling. And I'm just like, no. And I love that. And I love that they actually can see somebody being represented that they know. Because there's a lot of times that they don't know a lot of the children. So I'm glad that they are proud of Hunter. But now Hunter's just like, it's a Hunter show. Like, he's like, it's a Hunter show. And he has a lot of personalities. He's not, like, annoying with it, but you can tell, like, he has a lot of confidence.
Okay.
And I like the confidence, because the confidence is what's gonna...
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah, I like the confidence.
No, Jay's just clueless. Like, I think he thinks it's normal to see yourself on a television screen.
Good.
So I think it's not a thing to him.
That's good. Because then now he wouldn't want to not do it. That's normal.
like, yes, you need to...
I've been doing that. Oh, wait, you're not on a Zara catalog? Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, you're not in a music video? Oh, I thought that was normal. Oh. The school, like, does he stay on, like, his homework? Well, we have to stay on the homework. We got to do the projects.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That's probably my biggest... Not insecurity is not the word I want to use, but that's the biggest challenge I'm having right now. Is because right now he is in daycare, but it's an in-home daycare.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
So it's not. I mean, he misses a couple of days. It's not a big deal.
Right, when you pull him out.
But I had enrolled him in a Catholic school at one point.
Yeah.
And I took him out for other reasons. But if he continued to book Zara the way he has been, it will be a problem come probably next year when he actually is in a pre-K program.
Yeah.
Because public school, you have to be there, I think, 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay for Catholic school, where they don't measure the attendance, from my understanding. And I could be wrong. But
that's news to me.
As far as when I've spoken to other, like, model moms or parents, there's a tendency, I think a lot of them that I know go to Catholic school because the attendance policy isn't as stern.
Oh.
However, like, if you're working on TV film, it tends to be like a set teacher. Right. So that technically the kid isn't absent because they're getting taught on set. Print, I don't know if that one exists.
Right.
I'm not familiar.
Because if they're doing a job for like months on end, then they need someone to teach them. But, you know, for me, like, they're not learning, like...
Yeah, we're not doing science.
Yeah, we're not doing like crazy science.
We're at the age where it's just like, it's more about social skills, which the kids are getting on set.
Right.
So that's good. But when we get to a kindergarten thing, it might be a thing. Like, I know another mom whose child does do like 3-4 shoots a week. She had to pull her kid out of school and start doing homeschooling, which I'm not opposed to.
That's another job. Who's doing that?
Well, it's not. She was teaching me that it's not so much the mom anymore.
Okay.
So now, especially with COVID and stuff like that, there can be scheduled days where there's an online teacher.
Okay.
Or there's like pre-recorded lessons, that type of thing, and they're just doing the work.
Oh.
So I know some of the busier kids who are older are doing that because the attendance would never be there for some of these kids.
Right. Because I feel bad that I take him out of school or let him go half day, but I'm just like, he's not really learning trigonometry. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it's not that bad. But then eventually, like, you do
continue on that path.
Then just put him in like a, this is high school, a performing arts school. just so that he can feel like normal with the kids that he's around, and I feel ostracized. I don't want that for my child, because it's like that can happen. We're putting them out there, but we don't want them to feel like not.
Well, are you in the mom group on Facebook?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, there's a group of moms. We update each other on like castings and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Or in like just stuff
Is
they
it
need opinion.
Facebook?
Yeah, it's Facebook. But stuff that like somebody just posted about how, you know, they feel like their child's being ostracized because they were just in a movie and stuff like that. And
I don't want that.
yeah, you don't need that for your child.
No.
There's like too much goes on in school already.
I will pull up. They don't know
You said
me.
what?
I will pull up.
Like
I'm pulling up. Pulling up. So like, you know, there are pros and then there are some unfortunate cons that come with this. We don't experience these things yet.
Yeah.
Because they're young, but then if you are still going through this, I'm already thinking about what type of schools you're going to be in, because I don't want that environment for you where, you know, or you're like the center of attention. It's like the world revolves around you. Like,
no.
I don't need that. Humble yourself. This is a job. So just instilling those principles in them, like, all right, so it's not too bad. Really not. All right, so as we close up, what are some last minute things that you want to debunk out there? What myths that, you know, or what are some things that you just want to close off or want people to know about?
I would think a myth is definitely it's not a money industry.
That's true.
I mean, there are some jobs that do pay well.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny thing is the bigger name brands pay the least.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize.
Like 120, like 100, like an hour, which is not bad.
Yeah, but you also talk about 2 hours on set. Like,
right.
And mind you, I just drove 50 miles and paid $50 in parking. Like,
so like, yeah, because it's like tolls, parking. Does that add up to like what the child is getting for the day? I don't ever want to use my child's money, but then it's like these are fine. These are things that happen. Yeah. You have to pay for these things.
I do pay for his stuff. I do separate it.
Yeah.
But it's to each their own. As far
it
as
is really to each their own, because I think I ended up seeing, what's her name? Ellis. Candy Ellis? The Ellis peoples. They're really big on social media.
Okay.
The husband, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The husband is like on BT.
Yes, I know you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, so his wife.
Yes.
She had one of the children modeling, one of the sons modeling.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
All of them, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Candace, Kate.
No, it's not, because they both have weird names.
Yeah. Kadeen or something. Right. Yeah. She said that, you know, that they were going through a situation where she had to rely on the child's money for survival. So I was like, you know, it's just like, whatever you decide to do, there's no right or wrong answer. And then people tell me all the time, like, they was like, you don't use his money. I'm like, for what? No, it's his. They're like, girl, you gotta drive him there. You gotta use gas. And I'm just like, damn, am I doing something wrong? But at the end of the day, he gets money, I get money. If I get money, he gets money. We're a team. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, this is something that I want him to like save and like have for yourself. Yeah. Because every dollar you get is a dollar I don't have to give you. That's the cheap part. That's what keeps me going. I'm like, listen, as much money as you got to go to college and do whatever you want to do, buy yourself a car, whatever. Mommy don't gotta buy it.
Exactly.
Daddy don't gotta buy it. So it is what it is. All right. I think this was a great conversation. I want to thank you, Ashley, so much for joining me. I think I got a lot out of it, because there's a lot of things I didn't know. I don't get to talk to a lot of the other moms in this way, because when we're in castings, like it's very surface level conversation. We don't really get to dig deep into it. So like everyone has different perspectives, and I'm just glad to chop it up with you. I'm so glad.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. So thank you guys for joining us. I want you to tune in, like, subscribe. I don't even know what platform this is even going to be on. We're going to be on Instagram and YouTube and all those things. So thanks, everyone.
It's a draft. Yeah.